It's Wolf, and it's a 15 first impressions. This one is about the Battlefield 6 open beta. This is going to be one of the ones that I probably won't actually have that much to say about because I didn't get to play it that much, but I did manage to capture a good amount of footage for you guys. So in general, starting off this 15 first impressions, I feel like it's important to note that Battlefield 6 is the first Battlefield game that takes place in a modern setting in quite a while. The last one that takes place in like modern day was modern military was Battlefield 4. Battlefield Hardline took place in kind of present day as of like however many years ago, whenever that game came out, but that one was cops and robbers, not military. Battlefield 1 took place during World War I, Battlefield 5 took place during World War II, and Battlefield 2042 takes place slightly in the future. So in a lot of ways, this is a bit of a return to form for the series because there was quite a few games previously that took place in present day, and when I say present day, I mean present day as of the time those games came out, because some of them have aged a little bit, but when they came out, it was like modern, if you guys get what I mean. So Battlefield 2, 3, and 4 were all modern day military shooters. Battlefield Bad Company 1 and 2 were also modern military shooters. And now with Battlefield 6, they're back to it. The gameplay overall feels a lot like I remember from previous Battlefield games. I played, I think, just Conquest when I was playing this beta because that's usually the mode I play in Battlefield. I feel like that's kind of the mode that Battlefield is known for. If you have never played Conquest before, the way that it works is it's kind of like domination from Call of Duty, but on a really big scale. Both teams have reinforcement tickets, and you have to capture control points around the map, and the more captured control points that your team has, the quicker the reinforcement tickets of the enemy team drains, and you have to try to get the enemy team to 0 before they get you to 0. And overall, it felt like Battlefield. It felt like I remembered from when I played Battlefield 4. And I have actually played almost all of the Battlefield games, at least all of like the modern ones since like 2010 and onwards. So it felt like I remembered it in a lot of ways. The movement was great. The shooting was great. Everything felt as it should. And I did also enjoy how they kind of took some of the classic Battlefield mechanics and sort of changed them up a little bit. So like when you revive people now, I think the way it works is that if you're playing as the medic class, or it might be called support, I don't entirely remember. Like I said, this is not like, I didn't get to pay super close attention because I didn't have that much time to play. But anyway, the class that has the defibrillator, you can revive anybody on your team, but if you are playing as another class, you can still revive your squad mates by pulling them away and then jabbing them with a syringe, which takes longer. You can still revive them, which is kind of a cool feature. And another thing that I noticed changed was the repair tool actually reloads now, which is kind of cool. Even though in intense moments it can be kind of annoying if you're trying to repair a vehicle, I do think it adds some nice strategy to it because you can't just infinitely repair vehicles anymore. Speaking of vehicles though, that is one thing that I did feel a little bit disappointed with in this beta, was I don't think that many of the maps that were in this beta had that many vehicles. Vehicles have always been a really central point to Battlefield because the maps are so big, and it adds a lot of variation to the gameplay of Battlefield because there's a lot of various sort of rock, paper, scissors going on with the vehicles and with different weapons and stuff. And a lot of the maps that I played on, it felt like the only vehicles were either buggies or tanks. There was one that had helicopters and jets and I think some other stuff as well, but I do hope that in the full release a lot of the maps have more vehicles because in the beta it did feel a little bit lacking. And another thing that I was disappointed with a little bit in this beta was the destruction. Destruction is another really key aspect of the Battlefield games, between just being able to like ram vehicles through entire buildings or like tear down skyscrapers and stuff. The whole idea of like levolution sort of originated from Battlefield, and I felt like I didn't see as much of it as I expected in this beta. The other thing too is in the time since Battlefield 4, and even since like the last Battlefield game aside from 2042, because 2042 sort of fell under the radar, there's been other games that have come out that I feel like have really kind of upped the level of destruction that you can expect in a video game, like Rainbow Six Siege, how you can like shoot through a wall in Rainbow Six Siege and then see through the bullet holes and stuff, or like the Finals has a lot of levolution destruction type stuff in it too. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I do feel like there could have / should have been more destructibility. Overall, though, I will say that this whole beta definitely impressed me, even though there were a few things that I was a little bit disappointed in, and it actually made me want to play more Battlefield. So I owned Battlefield 2042 on PS4, but never actually got around to playing it. It was one of those situations where I found it for really cheap somewhere and then just kind of threw it into the pile of games and never played it. But with the new PC that I built slash fixed a couple months ago, or I guess weeks ago, not really months, I decided to look on Steam, and there was actually a sale on Battlefield 2042 for about $3. And despite the negative reviews, I decided to go ahead and check it out. I also needed to buy something in American dollars because my Steam account was still set to British pounds. So I bought that and I played that. So long story short, my point is that I enjoyed the Battlefield 6 beta enough that it made me want to play Battlefield enough that I bought another Battlefield game. And then I think for my final thought here, I'm just curious to see what type of personality this game ends up having. This is something that I feel like I don't often actually see directly talked about when it comes to Battlefield, but I think a lot of people who've played Battlefield will, like any Battlefield game, will understand what I'm saying. But a lot of the Battlefield games have some sort of like theming around them that's usually pretty unique. So Battlefield Bad Company, for example, the main characters in that are supposed to be kind of like the lowest of the low in the military, kind of like the throwaway soldiers, and that's kind of the idea of that. Or Battlefield Hardline, as I mentioned earlier, the whole thing with like cops and robbers. Or Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 is regarded as like an actual piece of art by a lot of people, and I agree with it. I think that Battlefield 1 is a game that captures a time period in an excellent way, and just, I don't know, there's something about Battlefield 1 that is just like magnificently done compared to a lot of video games and just a lot of other media forms in general. So I'm curious to see how that goes with Battlefield 6, because sometimes when you set something in modern day, it's almost hard to really make an outstanding theme like that, but I do feel like they're capable of it, especially because this game does appear to have a single player mode, I believe. So anyway, though, that is the end of my talking for this 15 first impressions. Here's the rest of the gameplay for you guys to watch. Hope you all enjoy it, and I will see you in other stuff in the future.
To win the fight, keep attacking all fronts. Enemy forces have captured Charlie. Charlie has been neutralized. Move to attack the marked objective. Hostile attack confirmed on Charlie. We are attacking objective Bravo.
attack now. We need to capture and hold the objective. Guns up, let's go. Attack support needed on marked objective.
Look out! Aircraft fueled and ready. Pilots are cleared to engage. Enemy forces have taken objective Charlie.
The enemy has secured objective Delta.
Be advised, enemy forces have the upper hand. Let's regroup. We are moving on objective Charlie.
Charlie has been captured by hostiles. our objective. We've begun our assault on Charlie.
Objective Charlie has been captured by hostiles. Marked objective under threat. Let's defend the position.
We have secured more objectives. Let's hold it. Objective Echo is under attack. Be advised, the enemy now control more objectives. Hostile forces have maintained control of the fight.
The enemy has secured Bravo.
Move to attack a marked objective. Enemies are attacking objective Delta. Alright, we've re-established objective control. supporting the attack. Objective Bravo.
We have re-established objective control.
Hostiles are attacking Objective Charlie. Hostile forces are still ahead of the fight. Let's regroup. Be advised, we no longer hold Charlie. Defense for the marked objective.
I've spotted an enemy tank to your west.
All right, we now hold more objectives. Keep pushing. We need defensive support on the marked objective. Be advised, advised, the enemy has secured objective Delta. We are moving on Delta.
Our forces are hitting Delta. The enemy have taken more objectives.
Alright, friendlies have secured objective Delta. Move to attack the marked objective.
There's a hostile Vic operating west of your current position.
Mission recovery in progress. Keep fighting. We need defensive support on the marked objective.
Be advised, hostile attack launched on Delta.
Tracking a hostile helicopter in the AO.
We are attacking objective Delta. Our forces have neutralized objective Charlie. We've secured Charlie. We now control more objectives. Secure our defenses.
AO.
Objective Delta taken by hostiles. Our forces are winning. Keep it up. Objective marked. We need you supporting the attack. Targeting Objective Delta. We're targeting Objective Delta. Be advised, Objective Delta taken by hostiles. Get down! Defend that point!
All right, we took back the objective. Bravo is under attack. We need to hold the area.
Keep them off target! Hold the ground!
Objective Delta neutralized.
Keep this up and the fight is on. Let's get it done.
Marked objective under threat. Let's defend the position. Hostiles are assaulting Charlie.